Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and in this video today, we're going to be previewing the Buccaneers Week 4 matchup versus the Chargers. This is just going to basically be a lot of the storylines that both teams have coming into this game. So let's talk about the first storyline going into this game, which is the high draft pick rookie quarterback Justin Herbert will be making the start versus the Buccaneers defense. So overall, I'm sure you guys have all heard about this story with Tyrod Taylor, how I believe 2 or 3 weeks ago, he was dealing with a rib injury. He got an injection of painkillers pre-game before the game started. That injection ended up puncturing his lung, and he has now missed the past 2 games, and he is going to be missing this upcoming game versus the Bucs. And that's just incredibly unfortunate. I feel very bad for Tyrod Taylor. I think he is a good quarterback, and I want to see him be a starter in the NFL because I think he's pretty darn good. He was a starter for the Bills and led them to the playoffs. So overall, I think Tyrod Taylor can play some good football. There's just been a lot of things that have been out of his control, and this is the latest example of that. I'm sure he will be the starting quarterback when he does, or when he is able to come back to this football team for the Chargers there, but that's just unfortunate. But in his place is 5th overall pick in the most recent NFL draft, Justin Herbert, who through 2 games so far to this point has looked like a pretty darn good quarterback in my opinion. I'm a big fan of Justin Herbert. I thought that he had an absolute cannon of an arm coming out of the draft. I think he has good character, overall good leader, and I think he can do a lot as a quarterback. I think he's got a little bit of mobility, some pretty decent accuracy, again, cannon of an arm, and I think that overall, when everything's said and done, he can be that franchise guy for the Chargers to succeed Phillip Rivers. But through 2 games, I believe he has lost both of them. Again, put up pretty impressive numbers. I think he's had 4 touchdowns to 3 interceptions, something like that. You guys can correct me down in the comment section below if I'm wrong there. But at the end of the day, he is a rookie quarterback going up against what is right now one of the better defenses in the entire NFL versus the Buccaneers defense. So I'm going to be very interested to see how he does. I think, again, he's a good quarterback, but if they get pressure on him early, they start to rattle him a little bit, we could see some mistakes be made by Justin Herbert. And another point I do want to make here about Justin Herbert playing in this game is it's just kind of cool to see Justin Herbert, the young man, versus Tom Brady, the GOAT. I like that kind of stuff, you know? I like those narratives coming in of an old guard versus new guard type of stuff going on. So I'm going to be, obviously seeing if Tom Brady and Justin Herbert are able to interact at all throughout, before the game, during the game, or after the game, because I think that would just be a cool interaction to see. But that's kind of the first storyline coming into this game. The next thing I want to talk about is, can the Bucs O-line run block? I literally just mentioned this in the previous video, talking about how the Tampa Bay Buccaneers can give themselves a better chance of winning this game, but this team needs to start run blocking like 3 years ago, okay? Seriously, this team for some reason has not been a great run blocking team for a couple of years now, and I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm overlooking something. If you guys can let me know down in the comment section below what you feel is wrong with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers run blocking, please let me know. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe they're not bad at run blocking at all. Just give me your thoughts on the Bucs offensive line in terms of run blocking, and let me try, or let me know rather, what you guys feel the problems might be on this offensive line, because I'll tell you right now, Donovan Smith, I feel, can't necessarily run block that well. I think that he's okay, but I've seen too many plays where he's just flat out getting pushed down onto the ground, and there's a tackle for loss and a run that's going to his side of the offensive line. So I don't know. It can't be just Donovan Smith messing up on a couple of plays, or one guy messing up on a couple of plays. It seems like the Buccaneers run game can't really get going because of the run blocking, and I just don't know what the problem is. So if you guys want to give your thoughts on the run blocking down in the comment section below, I'd greatly appreciate that, because I feel it is one of the more topical conversations that we can have as a Buccaneers fan community right now. So So that's kind of the second point I want to make here coming into this game is, can the Bucs O-line finally run block and open up some holes for their running backs, or are we just going to kind of see more consistency of what we've seen in the past, which is not great run blocking? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. The third point I want to make is Godwin and Fournette are going to be out for this game. The Chargers have a lot of injuries in their own right. Chris Harris Jr. won't be playing in this game. Melvin Ingram won't be playing this game. Derwin James is obviously on the IR. That's just a couple of the big names on the defensive side of the football. Mike Williams will not be playing in this game for the Chargers. That's a big blow to their receiving core, among some other guys on both sides of the football for that Chargers team. On the Bucs side of the football, Scotty Miller's been dealing with some injury problems. Justin Watson's been dealing with some injury problems. Those two seem like they're going to be playing. Sean Murphy-Bunting is going to be playing as well, but Leonard Fournette and Chris Godwin are going to be out for this game. It's the first game that Fournette has missed for the Buccaneers. It is unfortunate. It is the second game now that Chris Godwin has missed for the Buccaneers this season, which really does suck, because when Chris Godwin's fully healthy, he's amazing. When Leonard Fournette is fully healthy, he's amazing, if the offensive line would run block better. But the point is that the Buccaneers are going to be missing two key pieces of their highly powered offense. So in terms of the wide receiver core, look for the same guys who we saw step up last time Chris Godwin went down with an injury: Scotty Miller, Justin Watson, maybe Tyler Johnson a little bit. And you know what? I want to see Jadon Mickens get out there. I don't care if it's biased. I really don't. I think that Jadon Mickens could have a good chemistry and rapport with Tom Brady, and I think that he could be pretty good. So maybe they'll throw Jadon out there finally. Maybe they won't. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, the same guys that we saw last time, Scotty Miller, Justin Watson, expect those two guys to step up. If they are a little bit hampered by their injuries, we might see Tyler Johnson and Jadon Mickens out there as well. In the running back room, besides Ronald Jones, who is going to be getting a lot more carries now, and I also think that LeSean McCoy will be getting more opportunities as well. Bruce Arians alluded to it earlier this week that Keyshawn Vaughn should be getting some playing time out there, which I'm going to be very interested to see. For all we know, Keyshawn Vaughn could go out there and have a phenomenal game. You know, third round draft pick in his most recent NFL draft, he could go out there and absolutely dominate, and that would be a pretty interesting thing to see. So I'm going to be very curious to see what Keyshawn Vaughn can do out there if he does get a few touches out there. Again, I don't know how many carries he's going to get. I don't know how many targets he's going to get thrown his way, but it's still going to be interesting to see what he can do when he gets the ball put in his hands. So pay attention to Keyshawn Vaughn. He's kind of going to be that guy who's going to be coming in and helping out the running back room a little bit now that Leonard Fournette's dinged up, and I also expect a lot more opportunities for both LeSean McCoy and especially Ronald Jones. The second to last storyline point I want to make here coming into this game is, can we continue to see front seven domination from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? We all know how good the front seven is for this Bucs defense. One of the best in the NFL. You could make a solid argument that it is the best in the NFL so far up to this point. Maybe up there with like the Pittsburgh Steelers and things like that. This Bucs defense has been awesome. Front seven's been one of the largest reasons why. One of the things that I want to see out of this front seven, though, is more consistency with the pass rush without having to blitz. I talked about this with my friend Billy earlier this week after the Broncos game, and really Todd Bowles wasn't able to generate a ton of pressure without blitzing, besides Shaq Barrett doing some pretty cool Shaq Barrett things, among some other small plays here and there, like Vita Vea has been doing some impressive things as well. But I do want to see the blitzing maybe toned back a little bit and just let the pass rush do its own work. I'm going to be interested to see how this goes, because Jason Pierre-Paul, Shaq Barrett, they're finally starting to build chemistry. They're finally starting to click on all cylinders. Levante David, Devin White are phenomenal. We all know this. Arguably the best linebacking duo in the NFL right now. Vita Vea is awesome, and Ndamukong Suh's been all right, and William Golston's been pretty darn good in run defense, as well as maybe a little bit of pass rush in his own right. So overall, this front seven is going to be going up against a pretty banged up Chargers offense, and just overall some Chargers offensive line problems that they've been dealing with. So I'm going to be curious to see if that pass rush can finally begin to click and gel more, as well as, just to see if the Buccaneers front seven can deal with the really interesting running back combo of Austin Austin Eckler as well as Joshua Kelly. That's a pretty good running back combo in my opinion, especially Austin Eckler. I think that man is an absolute weapon. So I'm going to be very interested to see how this front seven does in pressuring the young rookie Justin Herbert, dealing with the Chargers offensive line, as well as dealing with the versatility that they have in that backfield with Austin Eckler and Joshua Kelly, especially Austin Eckler. Finally, guys, the last point I want to make here coming into this game is, can the rookies continue their consistency of pretty good play? I'm talking about the two main rookies being Antoine Winfield Jr. and Tristan Wirfs. I've been talking about this all week in the case of Tristan Wirfs. I don't know if he's going to be going up against Joey Bosa or not. If he is, that's going to be interesting to see. If he holds up against Joey Bosa, I really think that Tristan Wirfs is going to be able to hold up against anybody for the remainder of the season. He did well against Cam Jordan, and he's done well since week 1. He's had a great start to his rookie year, so if he can have a solid performance against Joey Bosa, if they do line Joey Bosa up against Tristan Wirfs, I'm pretty confident with Tristan Wirfs moving forward for the remainder of the season, because that will mean that he has held his ground against two of the best pass rushers in the entire NFL and did a pretty decent job at that. So yeah, that's going to be an interesting thing to keep an eye on. If he doesn't go up against Joey Bosa, if they decide to match Joey Bosa up against Donovan Smith, I won't be as worried because Tristan Wirfs has been very solid so far up to this point. In the case of Antoine Winfield Jr., the guy's playing like a defensive rookie of the year. He just got named defensive rookie of the week or month. He got some accolade that a lot of people were happy for. I honestly think it was defensive rookie of the month. I think he got defensive rookie of the month. I think Lavonte David got defensive player of the month for the NFC. And then I think Shaq Barrett got defensive player of the week. So, hey, that Buccaneers defense is no joke. I will say that again. So, I want to see if Antoine Winfield Jr. can continue his phenomenal start to the season where he is genuinely looking like the defensive rookie of the year. He's pressuring the quarterback, he's getting pass deflections, he's making tackles in the open field. He's absolutely everywhere. And with Chase Young dealing with a nagging groin injury right now, this could be Antoine Winfield Jr.'s time to strike, because I think overall, Chase Young has had a phenomenal defensive rookie of the year, or defensive rookie of the year campaign so far. But with him dealing with the injury, this will put Antoine Winfield Jr. in the spotlight finally. So I'm going to be very interested to see how that goes. Also, Antoine Winfield Jr. won that award over Chase Young. Just want to point that one out. But overall, guys, that's kind of all the storylines that are going into this game versus the Chargers. Should be a fun game. If I had to go ahead and give a score prediction, I'm going to go ahead and say that the Buccaneers are probably going to win. I'm going to say, I always guess 31. I'm going to say 28 to 17. 28 to 17 is what I think the final score of this game will be. Again, another solid win for this Buccaneers team. Are they scoring like 30 points a game? No, but 28 points is not bad. And if the defense holds up, then who cares? We're winning games. We would be 3-1 at that point, and you know I would have no complaints with us being 3-1, and I'm sure you would all say the same thing. But guys, that's going to be it for this video. Give your score predictions for this game down in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs!